My name's Paul and this is my seaside adventures. So welcome to the third and final part of this little Rías Bajas adventures. In part one we paddled down the River Miño, got a taxi and a bus all the way up to Vigo, and then we got on a little beach near Vigo and paddled around to Sisantes, and that was part one. And then in part two we paddled along the northern coast of the Ria de Vigo from Sisantes all the way to Cangas, and then from Cangas we got a taxi up to Bueu, and then that's where we are now. And we're going to paddle all the way up into Pontevedra and a little way up the river, having paddled up the Ria de Pontevedra. And then we're going to get buses and taxis, which we're not going to bother showing you because it's boring, all the way back down to La Guardia, and then we're going to get back on the boards and paddle back up the River Miño to the town of Tui. So we arrived in a place called Bueu. The taxi dropped us here. It only cost us €12.45, and we've got two ramps to choose from and the Ria de Pontevedra. So this is the next estuary up. The open seas there, we can just see waves on the corner, so we wanted to paddle around the point, but it's a bit dodgy. I think Manuel might die. So so we're going to launch here on these perfect steps and off we go, around to the right.
Mañana subimos el río de Pontevedra y hoy vamos a buscar un sitio en esa dirección para quedarnos a dormir. Y ese es el plan.
Ese es el plan. Bueu. Bueu es muy bella. Bueu. Bueu. Ok, la rampa. La Ria de Pontevedra comenzó en Bueu. Get away from these busy beaches, and hopefully in the distance around that headland is some quiet beaches we can camp on, or maybe we'll keep going, we'll see. This is as close to the open sea as we kind of be. It's a little bit choppy, you can see, a bit of a chop, not too bad. Bit of a swell. Here he comes. And yeah, the open seas out there. Those are the islands you can see in the distance. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. No, en línea derecha por el punto con los árboles. Yeah, it should get calmer as we get further in. So this is alright. This is nice. Bit of adventure. It's not too bad anyway. And luckily the wind is kind of like that, so it's kind of helping us a little bit. If I turn to that side, body acts as a sail, and yeah. Nice, isn't it? I love it. Oh, he's there. Here he is. I can't see. We continue around the corner. We're against the tide, but with the wind, and they kind of cancel each other out. When I stop paddling, I don't move, which makes a change. It's back there. My new sunglasses, because I left mine in the taxi, not deliberately, they must have fallen off. They're expensive, but they're very nice. And they were polarized, you could see through the water. There's, yeah, and they float. They floated. Floating glasses that are polarized for $29.99. Perfect. Perfect. I dropped them twice already, so I better not drop these because these don't float. But these were only £3.50 in the Chinese shop, and they La playa más lejos. Try and camp on one of these beaches. There's no beaches. They're all really busy and lifeguarded and nightmarish. So you can see over there. So we found one over there which looks a little bit quieter. So we're going to go there. There. Smile. You're so happy. Tanto feliz esta hombre. Eso. Todavía tiene gente, pero con suerte they fuck off. And the sun is now setting on day 8. We did about 5 miles, nautical miles today. It's about 10 kilometres, so we didn't do bad. It's alright. We found this beach. It was a nudist beach. We had to wait for all the naked people to go. But we're going to put our setup in there. Some quiet, chilled out here and have my dinner. Yeah. We'll try and get things set up before that sun goes. Ria de Pontevedra. So day 9 today. Losing track of the days. And we've started, and we're going to head around the corner to there and the river of Pontevedra. We're going to go, the city is on the river, so we're going to go right up past the city and everything, stop there for lunch and then continue on with the high tide. And yeah, cool. Ready to go. Weather's good and the tide is with us. That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah. It all looks very much the same, but it's all nice, so it doesn't matter. It's cool. We're coming up on one of the 2 beaches. We've got 2 beaches to come, and then we've got the port of Marin, the naval base, and all that, and then the city of Pontevedra. So I think these are the last 2 places we'll be able to stop. But I can already see yellow buoys, which means lifeguards, which means lots of people. Continue on. And the next one's got yellow buoys too. All of these beaches, there's lots of houses, so all of these beaches are very built up and very surveilled. There's an inflatable play park at this one. Oof. Anyway, we're going with the wind and with the tide, so we're doing a decent average speed. I'd say 2.5, 3. Changes obviously with the swell. Got a bit of swell. We are actually open to the sea. Just passing the naval base and the naval school. Got some guns. Guns are always cool. Allowed to film, I don't know. And in here is the commercial port of Marin. And we're going to go a little bit further around and keep going to Pontevedra. Now we cleared this ship and then everything should be a bit better then, hopefully. A bit calmer. Well, not better, just calmer. I'm not paddling, this is just the wind and tide. En la distancia es el ciudad de Pontevedra. So that's the city of Pontevedra up ahead, and the river follows right through the city, and there's a couple of beaches. Not sure what we're going to do or where we're going to stay. We're going to probably stop for lunch, and we've got a couple hours more of tide, so we'll follow that up and in. I can see sandbanks ahead. It does dry out at the river mouth, so there is a channel, a permanent channel, which we're going to try and find. I can't see it, I'll just use the map, the GPS I suppose, set a course for the entrance. Oh, I can see a buoy, maybe that's it. I think that is it. Cool. There's a channel up there somewhere. So we're just entering Pontevedra now. Going along the motorway. We came from all the way in the distance out there on the left, past those cranes. But with the wind and the tide, it's really like we're doing all right. I'm not paddling at all now, and I'm doing just 2 knots, just over 2 knots. When I paddle, we're doing just over 3, so it shouldn't take us any time at all to get up the river. That's the other side of the estuary. So we're doing a bit more of the old umbrella sailing. Steer by pulling it to the left or the right. You reef by pulling it in and out. And that's about it. Full steam ahead, 3.1 knots, thank you very much, 3.3. We are with the tide as well, but I'm not paddling. We've entered Pontevedra. Oh, hang on, I don't know which way to go at the end here. Better work that. Better look at the map and see which side of this monstrosity I need to paddle. Umbrella sailing down the Rio Pontevedra. See, I could clean that up and sleep on there. No worries, quite easily. Not allowed, probably, not allowed to do maybe. There's showers over on that beach, so we can use those later. An hour to go to the end. As far as there's a weir, we're going to go as far as the weir, and then that should be high tide then, so all good. So this is the River Lerez, and just up from Pontevedra. Pontevedra's downriver, down that way. We had like 1.5 foot, nearly 2 foot waves in the entrance to when we started a couple hours ago, and now nothing, just peace and tranquility.
There's loads of fish here as well. I'm going to try and catch some tea. A bit annoying there's a road bridge, but we found a nice place to camp just back there. So that's cool. Y eso es el río Lerez, River de Pontevedra. Y 2 horas atrás tenemos condiciones del mar abierto con olas, viento y ahora nada, tranquilidad. Y eso. And this is about as far as we can go, unless we want to get out and lug everything up the river bank and start portaging, but I don't want to do that. So there's so many fish. So many fish. But yeah, so there you go. La fin de la Ria de Vigo, el Rio Lerez. The end of the sorry, not Ria de Vigo, Ria de Pontevedra. Ria de Pontevedra. So we finally stopped at a little fishing pier. Gonna have something to eat and maybe camp up there. It's under the bridge. We'll see. Yeah. It feels like you're in the middle of nowhere, and I googled it. 7 minutes away is a laundrette, a shop, and everything. So I've gone and got everything. Clean clothes, fresh milk for the cereal tomorrow, some num-nums, some ice to keep the cheese and ham cool. And yeah, and all of our clothes, except for the ones I'm wearing now, are nice and dry and clean and everything. I even chucked my trainers in and my socks, and I wore my flip-flops. So everything's smelling nice. So, yeah, just up those steps there. It's a little bit of but yeah, got everything. So back down that way for the river. And of course it wouldn't be Galicia if you weren't walking up or down a massive mountain hill. It's huge, but don't mind. The bridge you can see in the distance there, that we're underneath that bridge. That's where Manuel's waiting for me. Better hurry up. So here we are, day 10. I start heading back now. This is our campsite last night. A bit late, tide's a bit low, but don't matter. We'll still got an hour of slack tide. We've only got to go 7 minutes round the corner and to the beach. And then we'll get a taxi to the bus station and get the bus back down to the other bus station. And then get a bus to the other bus station. And then get back on the river that we started on, and then take that river back up. But we're going to maybe stay on one of the islands on the way. So yeah, that's the plan. That way for Pontevedra. So took a short little trip down the Rio Lerez and landed here at the Playa Fluvial, the river beach. And we're going to pack up here and take a taxi from the road up to the bus station. Yeah. So here we are back at El Pasaje and the Rio Miño, and we're gonna get back up. You can't quite see it from here. The islands are in the distance up there. They're only 1.9 nautical miles, so if we can do our usual speed we'll be there in about an hour, but we will be against the tide. If we get there in an hour, we've got slack tide for an hour. Is it? Oh no, it has started going. No, it's high tide right now, so we've got slack tide for a little while. But the wind is like proper cross shore, so we're going to have to stay close to the shore. And yeah, get on the island, do a bit of camping, innit? A bit more camping. Lovely. So, Rio Miño, day 10. Going against the wind and the tide. Well, the tide's just turning, but it's okay. Just trying to zigzag my way up the estuary, staying out of the wind, like bits like this, where we just go sideways. It's good. We're not far from where we need to be. It's where are we? We're going over there, but we're going to go up and over in the shelter of the islands, just up the creek, up this creek, and then take the wind across to the island. So, yeah, it's nice. It's a nice trip, nice 10-day trip. Is it day 10? Or day 11? I think it's day 10, yeah. And I think by the time we finish, we're looking at almost 100 kilometres, so that's pretty good. 10 kilometres a day, not too bad. Some days we did hardly anything, some days we did like nearly 15. So it averaged out pretty good. It's so nice. Got the shower on, hot water heater. I don't know if the wind might be counteracting the energy from the sun at the moment, but it doesn't matter. Can't get any colder than when it went in. It's funny. If I stood up now, I'd be on the other side of the river. I'm in the shelter of these reeds. They're just about high enough to give us a bit of shelter. It's good. Well, they're not really trying too hard, considering we're going against the tide. It's or will be soon. Still managing 2.5 knots. That's cool. That's how you talk to horses. The island we're going to, I will point to it with the corner of my umbrella. There, that's where we're going. So we're almost there. Portugal over there, and we left from just below the mountain, back there. Oh, awesome day, well, awesome evening. The day was on buses and taxis, so that wasn't great, but we got there pretty quick. It was pretty good. Can't wait to camp, make a nice cup of tea. Gusty. Yeah. A bit of a wake going on. I don't know if you did see it. We're doing a steady 2.5 knots. Over that way, please. Bit more, bit more. Oh. More forward. It's a bit like windsurfing, you put it more forward and it pulls the front round. There we go. I think I'm going to have to stick a rudder in. finger wave. I've got nothing to say really. That's the good thing about this trip. It's just nice and quiet. Chilling. Sailing. Cruising. I'm slowing down now. Oh, where's the wind? I'm in the shelter of the wind. I'm not sure what's happening. Still moving. Still moving. Yeah, it's okay. So here we are, we arrived at the island Isla das Posas. Really cool. Set up our camp over there by the fire pit. Proper camping. Buen refugio. Yeah. I'm looking a little bit untidy. I need to sort my shit out. The mosquitoes have started, so I'm in the smoke of the fire in an attempt to get away from them. Day 11, wakey wakey on the beachy. Not too bad really, is it? It's so people just leave shit. I mean, the rubbish is annoying, but there's a towel, there's things, there's a tent, there's people just come leave shit for the weekend and come back and it's still there. Amazing. There is a bit of rubbish, but not shitloads. I'll have a bit of a clear up. I had a bit of a rake. I used there's a massive rebar grill, so I used that to rake around and get rid of some of the leaves. A bit dodgy. And I found a little metal barbecue stand, which is just right for my little barbecue. I'm going to have to go buy some meat because I found out last night you're not allowed to fish here, so it's banned, like fucking everything else. But, like everything else. That. I'll take you for a tour around the island in a bit. Manuel on the phone. But in the meantime, back to fire. Lovely. The wind's picked up, it's in the right direction. We've actually decided we're going to stay here for the day and leave tomorrow on the high tide. Well, the low tide actually. And take the tide up the river. Should be with the wind as well, so it should be quite easy. It's 6 hours non-stop if you do 2 knots. It's like, yeah, it's a decent distance. But I think you've got 6 hours of tide. 6 hours. The tide is less effective for the tide the higher you get. So shouldn't be too bad. Right, gonna make some breakfast. Cooking me breakfast on the fire. Just a bit of porridge, but yeah. It got really busy at the beach, like really busy, hellishly busy, but we got the fire pit, so yeah, it's not too bad. After breakfast I paddled over the river to Portugal and went to the bar and managed to convince them to look after my paddleboard after a beer, and then I went and found a butcher's and bought some nice fresh meat, not horse meat. horse island. We met the bloke who owns the horses last night. He's cool. There was a dead one on the beach, and he cleared that one away. Don't know how it died. There were people here as well today. There's barbecues all over the place. Barbecues and seats and stuff. There's loads of cool places. Loads of cool places. Portugal on the left and Spain on the right. Day 12 today. Lovely day. Hardly any wind and the water is super flat. Just waiting for low tide and then we can take it upriver when it comes back in. Good. So different. In the afternoon this place becomes Disneyland. And it's got pretty minging for a few hours yesterday. So we're almost ready to set off on day 12. The last day up the river back to where we started. So this is all that way upriver. Portugal's over there still. We're on an island. Not sure exactly where it is. It's half in Spain, half in Portugal. Tried to Google it but got conflicting results. I just want to show you the campsite. This is how we left it. Look at us. I raked the sand and everything. Nice and clean. Ready for the next peoples. The rubbish you see is not ours. I'm not fucking picking it up either. Pissed off at picking up other people's fucking rubbish. I've had enough of it. Don't know where they've been. It's all toilet paper. I'm not touching it. It's fucking disgusting. There's a nappy around here somewhere as well. Anyway. ¿Listo? Listo. No sé.
Para que yo quiera.
Yeah.
Quiero a todo el mundo. Los amo a todos. Soy amor y soy paz y soy mar.
¿Dónde estás?
Estoy en la isla de los caballos del amor. entre Portugal y España.
¿Y dónde vas?
Voy para Tui, playa fluvial de Tui.
How far?
¿Cuál lejos? Ay, me jodiste. 18.
22
22.
kilómetros. Es 12 millas náuticas.
22 kilómetros,
Yeah.
eso mismo.
Con la marea y ahora con el viento. So,
¿Qué parece?
yeah, tal vez es rápido. This time I've fixed it so I can paddle and steer with the sail. That'll be good. I just need to steer every now and then, so I've got the old cup of tea hanging on my buoyancy aid now. I've gone through a few different methods now, but this one seems to be my favourite. Use the leash to hold the weight, and you just got to control it. You can use 2 fingers, see? And you can lean it forward and to the side, you can twist it, you can do everything, and then you can just reach forward to reef. Nice and easy. Obviously only downwind, but it's a shame that the current is still slightly against us, the current of the river. It'll be changing very soon. Very, very soon. And then we'll be flying. We're not doing bad. Couple of knots. Oh, fucking hell, I better wait for Manuel. So I just dropped me rubbish off at the bins. Thanks for this little pontoon. Gracias. So we're off. Sped up a little bit. The current's kind of with us now, which is nice. So yeah. Ooh, Portugal on that side. Need to adjust my feet a little bit. Put the weight further back, get the nose out, that's it. Bring it round. There we go. I finally got him to try sailing. He loves it. The wind's died a bit. We're doing about 1.5 to 1.7 knots, but it's better than nothing, really. Especially without any effort at all, apart from holding the umbrella. Under the bridge. Oh, here comes a gust. Yeah. got hungry, so I pulled into the reeds. See the reeds? And, swiveled myself backwards, get into my food bag, and made some wraps. Don't we need an anchor? We're doing pretty well. Don't know if you better see, I can't do any screen recording on the Nav phone because the battery's nearly dead. I'm doing three knots. We've got a little bit of tide with us now, and the wind every now and then gusts in the right direction. As soon as it does, we get the umbrellas up. You don't have to paddle. We're doing all right. So 9.5 nautical miles in, we've got a short distance to go, 3 nautical miles to go, 3.3 miles, just less, 2 point something, 1 hour, 1 hora at this speed. We're not actually going to the end. It'll be a lot easier to get a taxi from Tui than it will be from the beach where we started, so we're not going to go back to the beach. We're going to go to Tui, and there's a nice pontoon there at the Club de Remo, so we shall stop there. So yeah, this is the last day, day 12. Been a good trip, been pretty rad. So lots of paddling. Today has been the longest paddle day, definitely. I think by the time we finish we'll have done 12, or just short, about 12 nautical miles. So maybe 13 because we didn't go in straight lines. So yeah, long day, about 22 kilometres, something like that. The first couple of hours were against the tide, sorry. Then we were with the tide and the wind for a couple of hours. And now it's all kind of settled down a bit. We've got the wind against us, but the river's not really moving either way, so we're good. That bridge is the first of 2 bridges, and then we're there. Not far to go now. Half hour. Should do. Music. I don't know where it's come from. There's no wind. No wind. Here we are in Tui. Just arrived, go over to that pontoon and we're done.